Welcome to Music Together, presented by Musicfully. I'm Rebecca Henry. In today's video, we're gonna do a music theory tutorial about intervals. Check us out at musicfully.com to sign up for lessons in your area. Let's get started. All right, so intervals, they're kind of weird, right? What is an interval? An interval, what? So an interval is the distance from one note to another, which is like, okay, I can go one note to another, but what does that actually mean? So in intervals, you're actually going to find counting a little bit weird because you're actually going to start counting on the first note. So an interval being the distance from one note to the next, we have intervals that are unison, which is weird, but it is an interval. Seconds, thirds, fourths, fifths, sixths, sevenths, octaves, ninths, tenths, and so on. They can get actually pretty big depending on where you are. But today we're going to cover the intervals that just cover the octave. We're going to look at C to C. So let's get looking at our handy dandy keyboard to help us figure this out. All right, so if I'm on middle C, that's my first note, right? I'm going to count from one note to the next to find my interval. So say I want to go from C to D. If I want to go from C to D, instead of going, oh, it's only one note higher, normally that would make sense. But in intervals, that's not how we do it. We actually count, we go C, D. So it would be 1, 2. So a lot of times with my students, what I'll have them do is I'll have them actually go on their fingers and go C, D. Oh, okay, I know that's the interval of a second. All right. Now say instead I want to go C to E. This time I'm going to go C, D, E. That's the interval of a third. C, D, E. 1, 2, 3, third. And so on it goes. F. So we go C, D, E, F. Now the distance for that one, think of this as having two keys in between. So you're going to go C, D, E, F. So that is the interval of a fourth. And so on it goes up the scale, C to G. C, D, E, F, G. It's a fifth. Now this time you're going to have three notes in between. And then sixth. This one's the funny, weird one. C, D, E, F, G, A. It's a sixth. It's going to sound kind of funky. It's going to be like N, B, C. So think of that as that old thing, that old catch tune. A seventh, gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 notes in the middle. But that's kind of confusing. So let's think C to B. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. 7. All right. Ooh, that one's a weird one. And then finally, we return home to the octave. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. It is 8. 8. And it's an octave. Okay, so that's kind of fun. Now, what do these sound like? Because they all sound kind of different. So let's go back to our second and see what it sounds like. C, D. It's really, really, really close. And it could sound separate like this or together like this. Oh, so clashy, dissonance. Ah! Dissonance can be useful because when we get to consonants, the idea of sounds really nice. Okay, so now we have our third, and it sounds like this. C, E. It's a really pretty sound. Now let's see, can I remember what I did next? We'll use this guy. I don't remember if I used this one on the fourth, but we're just gonna pretend I did. This is C, F. So far, here comes the bride. It's really pretty. It's such a nice sounding sound. And then we get to the fifth, a very useful interval. Another one that's like, oh, that's so lovely. C, G. All right, the sixth. That one's the one that's kind of fun. Ba. And then the seventh. It's like, whoa, what's happening up here? Da-da, that one's really dissonant. And it has a good reason because it wants us to all of a sudden go to home. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh, it feels so nice. Intervals aren't too complicated, but when you're trying to figure out how to count them, make sure you always, always, always count the first note. So if you're starting on C, go C, D, 1, 2. But if you're starting on something like G, you could go, if we want to go G to B, we go G, A, B. That's a third. All right. I hope that's helped explain intervals a little bit to you and made it a little bit easier to figure out those weird questions when your teacher's like, what interval is this? You're like, ah. Later on, we'll do another video about how intervals get a little bit more complicated and how they can be either happy sounding or sad sounding, major or minor. All right, we are Musicfully, where music is fun. Check us out at musicfully.com to sign up for lessons in your area. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel where we publish a video every week. Have a great day, guys. Nice to see you.